Hello, welcome to Station 5.
Hi, my name is Major Rudek, and this is Station 5. As you noticed earlier in the intro, we're a little bit unique here. We're the only hazardous materials station for Oklahoma City Fire Department. We're located in Winans Park, right in the middle of Broadway, just south of 23rd Street. Let me show you some of our rigs. So as you'll notice, this one's got a few miles on it. So we have a loaner program where one of our frontline apparatus go down. They'll give us in a reserve apparatus. So we keep our rigs that are not frontline ready anymore, and then we can go to where we call the boneyard and pick up one of the reserve apparatus. So our engine's being worked on right now. It's got some engine issues, and then we'll get it back, and this will go back down there to the shop. Over here's the Hazmat. It's the only one in the city. It's always in service. One of the things that's unique about the Hazmat is it doesn't really have a district. We serve the entire 600 plus square miles of the city of Oklahoma City. And on top of that, there's also a regional response task force with the state. It could also go outside of the city if the right phone calls are made through emergency management. Let's go take a look inside. So all of our personnel here at Station 5 are trained as hazmat technicians. It's an additional course they have to take, and there's training annually that they have to keep up. So since this rig is so unique, we carry multiple types of monitors for anything to test for flammability, toxicity, how much O2 is in the atmosphere, CO. And then we have other monitors that are more specialized to find unknown solids and liquids. We respond to anything that we get called on, whatever it is. If someone has a question, if there's some sort of chemical leak, radiation calls, fuel spills. We work a lot with bomb squad, FBI, stormwater quality. So we get to meet a lot of different agencies that work within the city. So our third apparatus is another hazmat unit. It's not currently staffed, it's used as a reserve, and it's also used for that regional response if we're so called. In the event that we would have the entire task force, which would be this hazmat, and the engine, the personnel in the engine would go out of service and they would bring this rig and that rig. That way we'd have more people on scene, we'd have more foam and more equipment. This was purchased by Homeland Security and given to Oklahoma City Fire Department shortly after 9/11. So if you're wondering why it's white, that's your reason right there. Okay, so our hazmat unit doesn't carry any water. We do carry normal fire tools because it'll respond to structure fires that are within the district, any commercial fire that there's a possible hazardous material involved, rail car incidents, any sort of fuel spill over the road, airplane accidents, anything, like I said, that someone doesn't know, it's an unknown, we'll go and try to help them figure it out. So since we staff 2 hazmat units, there's a lot of special equipment that goes on both of them. So we have an extra storeroom where we have different PPE or gloves, we have our level A suits, level B suits, we've got booms, we have foam, we've got all sorts of identification equipment and wet chemistry stuff to where we can figure out what the product is that we're dealing with. And then most of our stuff is in big boxes like that. We're dealing with rail cars. And then over here is just an excess storage area for all of our absorbents that we have. And then everyone's grass gear. Like any other station, we have a bunker closet. So this is everyone that's not on duty today. So this is gonna be the blue shift and red shift. In the morning, we always relieve each other at every station the same way. You'll come hang their gear up and then you'll pull your gear off and put it on the rig before we do our rig checks in the morning. So just like any other fire station, they're set up a little bit different, but they have all the same functions. So this is our day room. This is kind of our family room or living room is what you'd call it in your house. We've got computer stations to where personnel can finish run reports, check emails, do things like that. Batteries, we have a smart board where we can do training if we're gonna plume anything with plume software, if we just need another monitor basically or computer. This is where we hang out in the evenings together most of the time and have our family time because we're a pretty tight-knit crew. And then it goes right into the dining area and then the kitchen out here to the left. Down this hall, so the station officer has his own office. It's right here, so they're a little secluded. You'll see 3 different closets, so one for each shift. Just like the gear, the guy or the gal that's going home will put their stuff up, and then you get here, you open up your closet, and now you're ready to rock and roll. Another unique room we have at the station, because we have all those monitors, every single one of them every day has some sort of calibration or test that we have to put it through. So that whole section and all these whiteboards are the location, status, calibration dates, and calibration area for all of our monitors that we do. Another computer station, and then also this is a room where when people are wanting to study for promotion, they'll come in here and study because it's a quiet spot. We can head to the kitchen. I think someone's cooking. So we rotate cooks here today. Today, Jeff Weisbrode's cooking. He's not real happy about it. We aren't really either. So we usually one or two guys will come in here and they'll help, and then someone else will set the table, and then we'll all sit around here and we'll eat, and then we'll play cards or some sort of game for who's gonna wash dishes, and then we'll go back to whatever we had to do the rest of the day. Down this hall we have our dormitory, so this is where everyone sleeps during the evening. So it's not like one of the newer stations. We're all here in one room, and each person has their own bunk, and then up above is where we put our bedding, so you have an individual bedding locker. Then you go out those doors, we have quick access to go right to the rigs in the rig room. Then this way, so the locker room, the men's locker room. So like I said before, we station 10 personnel here on each shift, which means that 8 of them have to be here. So it's a little bit bigger locker room, a little bit bigger shower area. This is where you bring your personal things, your personal bag, your civilian clothes whenever you're changing into uniform, and then any other books or reading material you have. This is all just for your stuff. We've got 2 rows here. So like I said before, 30 personnel are stationed here between all 3 shifts. Then if you go this way, we have an auxiliary locker room. So it's got a shower, it's got a toilet, and it's got a few lockers for if we have a female that's stationed here, which we have on previous shifts. They've since promoted and moved on. So they have their own area for privacy, get dressed. Same thing, they have lockers inside there. Then through here's the weight room. So they want us to work out a couple hours each shift at some point. They give us nice equipment. We're very fortunate to be able to do whatever kind of workout we want to do. So everyone does something different. Sometimes we do a group exercise. And then sometimes in the evenings we'll do something like volleyball or a different game, because we're all really competitive here. So you never know what we're gonna play. So here's our volleyball court. We play here in the evenings, not so much right now because it's 1,000 degrees outside. Gets pretty competitive out here, but we have a good time. It's just another bonding moment that we have as a crew, build camaraderie. So as I said before, Station 5 is a unique firehouse. It's one of 3 of our specialty stations for the OKCFD. All of these require special certifications for you to be housed at them. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming along touring Station 5. Heard it's chow time. Gotta go.